Hi everyone! I'm so excited that you guys have officially committed to the 21 Day Fix program. And I know when you first get your package, it's a little overwhelming. You see a lot of containers, you see a book, there's lots of stuff on Pinterest and the web. So I wanted to create this quick video to just give you some tips to make sure you get started on the right foot. So I've simplified it for you and I've come up with 10 tips that I think really help you get started and really helped me get started the right way. So the first tip is to remember why you started. Remember why you purchased this. Remember that moment when you said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit myself for 21 days. I'm going to invest in myself. Just remember, write it down, put it on a post-it note, put it on the fridge, put a quote on the fridge that you can look at every day for 21 days, and just remember why you invested in yourself. So that's number one. Number two is you want to set aside about an hour, I know it sounds like a lot, to go through the guide, to read the book. There's a quick start piece in the book, but there's also some longer explanations, and it's really important to understand the containers, excuse me, understand the meal plan, understand what your options are, and I promise you, if you put the time in at the beginning, it will really pay off in the end. So really put the time in and get yourself organized. There are two kind of sub tips that I do with this also that has been super helpful. And one is obviously to read the book, but the second one is when you check in with your group, you check in on obviously the Facebook page. What you want to do is download the Facebook group app. So what this does is allows you to check in with your group without getting lost in the Facebook feed. None of us have time to be on Facebook 24 hours a day, but you want to make sure you get your updates, so the group app really helped me. The second thing that I did in relation to technology and getting to know the book was to download the 21 Day Fix app. I didn't use the app at first, I actually used paper, but as I became more familiar with the program, I downloaded the app and I now use the app to check off my food every day. So that's step number two, read the book with a couple extra steps built in there. So the third step is to take measurements. And I will post a video in the group to show you the correct way to take measurements, but taking measurements and taking pictures is probably the most important thing you can do. It really kind of shows progress along the way, and it really does help you to see that you are making progress. And a lot of times it's not the pounds, it's how you feel, and it's how, the inches that you're losing. I've done the 21 Day Fix a few times, and the biggest change for me was losing 10 inches. I had a decent amount of weight loss, but the inches made a huge difference, and you're not going to see that unless you take the measurements. So make sure to take the measurements. The next tip is, and this was just helpful for me, so number 4, plan your meals a week in advance. And this is just someone who works full-time, has a family. I don't have time every night to sit down and say, okay, what are we going to eat tomorrow? I have to know ahead of time. So we shop once a week, and then I plan my meals a week in advance. And I will share with you my 3-week 21 Day Fix meal plan in the group, and it includes every meal, every snack. I also have a meal planning video that you can watch that walks through grocery shopping, how we meal plan, and things like that. But plan a week in advance. It really will save you time, and you'll get in the swing of it, and it's something that you can maintain going forward. So that's number 4. Number 5, we're halfway done, is plan your workout time. So when you plan your week, look at your schedule and say, what am I going to do this week and when am I going to work out? Most of the time I work out in the mornings, but if I know I have a night event, then I know that I have to work out in the morning because I'm not going to be able to get it done in the evening. Or if you know that you have an early morning event or you have to get the kids off to school, then maybe working out at 8 o'clock is what you need to do. So plan your workout time like you would plan any other schedule. Tip number 5. Tip number 6, and this is really a reminder, is some days are going to be hard. Some days you're going to be really tired, you're going to have a cardio workout to do, and you're probably going to have to prep some food, and it's really not going to be your favorite thing to do. But I am telling you, if you stick with it and you learn the process, it will make a huge difference. So remember, some days are going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. Tip number 6. Tip number 7, fight the cravings. So this is a hard tip, and I actually got this from my coach, and it was probably one of the most helpful tips that I got, and that is to fight the cravings, have some tools around to help you. So the first thing I do when I have a craving and I know that I am not allotted any snacks is to get a piece of gum. So I actually buy a huge pack of gum. It's a big bag. I keep it in my purse. My coworkers make fun of me for it. But I chew a lot of gum. I also chew a lot of ice. I know that's not good for your teeth, but every once in a while it's okay. So gum and ice. And then I also drink a lot of LaCroix. So I know in the 21 Day Fix book, it talks about, spicing up your water and putting fruit in it. I haven't had great luck with that, but I really love LaCroix, and there's a coconut LaCroix, which makes me feel like I'm drinking a pina colada. So figure out a way to beat the cravings, and hopefully that will help you. Tip number 8, join a challenge group. So you guys have all committed to join my challenge group. I know it's a little weird at first. Online Facebook was not something that I was into, especially private groups when I first started, but the accountability is really amazing and it will really help. Takes a little while to get used to and to feel comfortable. You can contribute as much as you want, but getting tips and tricks and seeing other people going through the process with you is really helpful. So join a challenge group. And if you're not in one, you can contact me and jump into mine, and I would love to have you. So that's tip number 8. Tip number 9, try new things. So the 21 Day Fix obviously is a little bit restricted because we want you to eat clean and learn to be healthy. But there are a lot of foods that you can try that perhaps you maybe haven't tried before. We're big salmon eaters, and for me, fish was super easy to make during the week. So I ventured out and started trying halibut and tilapia. And that was something that our family really adjusted to, and it's something that we incorporate every day. So don't be afraid to try new things. Get out on Pinterest, ask questions in the challenge group, and share recipes, and it really can be a fun process. So that's tip number 9. Tip number 10, make sure to ask questions. I think this is probably another one of the best tips that I had, and that's if you have a question about something or you're trying to figure out something, the chances are somebody else is too. And that's one of the great things about the challenge groups and having a coach is that we can help you answer questions. If you're struggling with the containers and you're like, you know what, I can't handle the containers, there might be a better way that we can figure it out. So make sure to ask questions, and hopefully you will have an amazing fix. So I hope those top 10 tips helped you. I'm very excited to have all of you in the next fix, and let me know if you have questions.